Okay, so um, something happened today that was really, really exciting. And I'd heard about this. Somebody had meant there had been some rumblings around the internet today, the interwebs today, in the world of World of Warcraft, where Turtle WoW apparently is coming out with the Turtle WoW 2.0. I knew they were developing a new version of Turtle WoW, but I didn't know they were going this far, and I didn't know they were going to do what they've done. So I saw part of the trailer. I haven't watched all of the trailer yet, and I wanted to watch the trailer here live on stream, and I wanted to talk about my reactions to it. And really kind of dig into it a little bit because I think it's what they're doing with Turtle WoW 2.0 could be huge. It really could be huge. One of the biggest problems I had with Turtle WoW 1.0 was that the client was the 1.12 client and it was laggy. There was some lag issues. There were definitely some issues there. I don't know if it's going to be corrected in Turtle WoW 2.0, but if they fix that, along with adding some of these other options that they're working on, again, this is going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be huge. At Turtle WoW's peak, I believe we've seen populations reach as high as 15,000 at their peak. If this turns out the way it could, the populations are going to exceed that easily. Will easily exceed that. So let's watch the trailer, and then we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna break it down a little bit. And it's really interesting because a lot of the things that they're doing is stuff I've asked Blizzard to do for years. And even as recently as just a few days ago, I talked about some of this stuff on my stream about this is what Blizzard should be doing. And it sounds like Turtle WoW's doing it. Okay, so pretty interesting stuff. All right.
Still clinging to the old ways, eh? I guess it works. Occasionally. But why settle for the technology of the ancients when the future awaits? Welcome to the dawn of the new age, where legacy meets innovation. Here we make the magic happen. With just a sprinkle of ethereal dust and a bit of help from cutting-edge technology, we explore endless possibilities. Doubtful? Well then, see for yourselves. Revitalized for the modern era, Turtle WoW 2.0 now runs smoothly on modern devices, ensuring an immersive and high-performance experience. And for those special few who cherish the original essence or want to try something new, we've got you both covered. Turtle WoW 2.0 offers a choice between the beloved vanilla graphics and enhanced visuals, powered by dynamic shadows, superior texturing, and more, thanks to the Unreal Engine. Even our Android-loving friends can join in on the fun. Embrace both the old and new with full add-on support and groundbreaking modding capabilities, allowing us to expand the world like never before. Enhanced with robust anti-cheat measures, Turtle WoW 2.0 renders all previous hacking and botting tools ineffective, guaranteeing a fair and immersive gameplay experience. Dive into a vast world of new stories, where every turn brings discovery and excitement. A journey awaits, warm and familiar, but exciting and new. Welcome, one and all.
Twenty quest limit raised. Okay, that's kind of cool. Accessibility support, photo cinematic mode, ultra wide multi-screen support, action queuing, reduced latency. It's funny that they said thanks to Blizzard. Okay, so um so I mean it looks good, right? Obviously it looks fantastic. I mean, I I just want to say that I've been asking Blizzard to do this for a long time. I've been asking. I've said many times, "Hey, what's up, Volker?" I've been saying that if Blizzard, one of the things that Blizzard could do to get a big win, to make tons of money, would be to take the original game, vanilla World of Warcraft, and to just reskin it, to put it into a newer game engine, whether it's Unreal Engine 5, or most likely what Blizzard would have to do would be to create their own game engine, which they would never do, like a new modern game engine, which I don't think they would do because it's just a lot of work, right? So, but I mean, it would be an easy win. I mean, the amount of people, the amount of like fanboys in the classic WoWies that are out there, there's a ton of them. There's tons of them. There's a community for this, and we know that just by going off the Deviant Delight server and all the other stuff that we've seen throughout the years. So this is something that, Turtle Wow has had, population numbers as high as I believe like 15,000. So if they are able to pull off Turtle Wow 2 with the enhanced graphics mode and with the better anti-cheat, because one of the biggest problems with vanilla World of Warcraft is botting. It is botting because botting promotes people that can buy gold. People that have more money than in the real world than other people. There's a lot of people that don't have any money. So if people can just swipe their credit card and buy a bunch of gold, they instantly have an advantage over other players. That's why stuff like even this Deviant Delight, did you see it a couple of stuff like the Deviant Delight server, which has just come out, is already being corrupted by bots. Like when I see stuff in the auction house, like when I saw my first Flurry Axe in the auction house today, and it was going for like 780 gold, which is an obscene amount of money. Like people, the Deviant Delight refresh event started on that server, I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. So in 6 or 8 weeks, do you think people have been able to really raise that kind of gold? I mean, if you buy a mount, that's going to take a lot. Like just getting to 60, buying your mount, you're usually pretty broke, and that takes you a couple weeks, right? And then you got to take into account paying for gear, trying to get consumables for raiding, all that kind of stuff costs money. So when you see stuff in the auction house selling for like 900 gold, 1,000 gold, I'm guaranteeing you there's gold buying going on that server. So if Turtle Wow can prevent that, that is going to be huge. And when I say huge, I mean absolutely huge. One of the things that I've struggled with on the community-based event, the most recent one, the refresh on Deviant Delight, is that I always feel like I'm behind the 8 ball. And I kind of screwed myself because I leveled a bunch of other characters. But one of the reasons I'm behind the 8 ball is because a lot of people are buying gold, and then some of the streamers are being gifted stuff. I don't want to get too much into that, but if the point I'm trying to make is if they do have an increased, anti-botting and cheating systems in place, it should make the experience for everyone a lot better. Now, looking at the graphics, like some of this stuff is stuff I've talked about in MMOs, many, many times. Games like Black Desert, when they first came out, had a very dark nighttime. Black Desert, this is what Black Desert looked like at night. It was this dark. And players complained, which if I was the people who made Black Desert, I would have just said, screw, who cares? I don't care about you complaining. This is awesome, right? I think more people enjoyed, well, I would hope, I could be wrong, that more people would enjoy like darker nights than the people that don't. But it just really creates a much better ambient environment, and it makes things a lot more immersive. So yeah, I mean, there's no way you're going to see me play Turtle Wow 2 and not run the enhanced graphics mode. That's just silly. So you see here the modern mode, operating system, Windows 7, 64-bit. I mean, most of us are going to have that. Intel Core i5, I mean, that's old. I mean, i5 came out a long time ago. Most people are going to meet these requirements. Like a RAM 4 gig, come on. Everybody should have these. I mean, GeForce GTX 1060. I've got a computer in my closet right now that I haven't used in years that meets these requirements. I haven't even plugged it in probably 2 or 3 years, and it meets these requirements. So that just shows you these requirements are very easy to meet. What else? The other thing I wanted to talk about was, this is interesting here. They're talking about and also I don't know where this scene that they're showing here. I don't know if this is something that's new in Turtle Wow. I don't recognize this environment here. I don't know if this is Karazhan. I don't think it is. I don't know where this is, but it looks really cool. So it looks really cool. Now they're saying the WoW 1.12 API is fully preserved. Now that makes me think that the macro system is going to be the same. Maybe the I don't know, the add-on support. I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm not sure. I haven't done a lot of custom coding for WoW, so I don't know exactly what that means. Unleash creativity, new powerful modding. So they said there's new powerful modding tools. I'm not sure what that means either. So that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like it could be Gilneas, but Gilneas even in? See, Gilneas wasn't even in. Oh, it's the new dungeon. That's the new dungeon in Gilneas. Okay, but and also hello, how's it going? And I don't remember what your name is. I'd have to translate those characters. I can't do it right this minute. But But yeah, so I wasn't aware that they'd put that into Turtle WoW. But again, looking at the nighttime is really cool. Current here says advanced anti-cheat system. Current botting and cheating software is made ineffective. This is what I'm really Panheim. Is it Panheim or Panheim? Panheim. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it correctly. This is going to be really interesting. If this works, if the advanced anti-cheat system actually works, it could make the experience of playing here that much better. But what I'm trying to say is, if they pull this off, and if the anti-cheat system even works, 60% better than current private servers or current WoW servers, that makes a huge impact on the game. And I do know that when I played on Turtle WoW, I didn't see like crazy prices in the auction house. Maybe you guys can remind me. I haven't played Turtle WoW in a while, but I have played Turtle WoW on and off ever since it came out. And I never really noticed the auction house being, having the kind of crazy prices that we see in Classic WoW. Like when I go to a Classic WoW server and I see Flurry Axis selling for 900 gold, 1,000 gold, that's just ridiculous. An example was back in the original World of Warcraft game in 2005. I was the first hunter on my entire server of Doomhammer to craft the Black Dragon Scale boots. I was the first hunter on the server to craft those boots. They were so cool, right? Because they were like, I put them on the auction house, and I put them at a gold buyout price that I knew nobody could afford. I knew nobody could afford it. Or if they could afford it, I would be happy with parting ways with that item for that price because it would have made me, at that time, in 2005, rich, right? And you guys cannot even guess how much I listed those boots for, right? I listed them for an amount of gold that I thought no one would have enough money. And indeed, nobody did. Nobody bought them. Keep in mind, these are the first time the Black Dragon Scale boots were ever listed in the auction house. First ones ever crafted on the server. I put them up in the auction house for 400 gold. 400 gold. Nobody in the server could part with 400 gold for an item that was first on the server. I mean, think about that. Because back then people weren't cheating. There weren't bots. People didn't know how. There's also the part that people didn't really know how to make gold. People didn't know how to do tribute runs and all these different types of things that people do now to make money. But the biggest thing is the people weren't buying gold. People weren't buying gold. So buying gold, in my opinion, has been one of the biggest negative impacts on Classic WoW and WoW in general, to be honest. So this is really cool. I mean, I hope that this works. The graphics are fantastic. They look amazing. It's going to make the game so much more immersive. Yeah, so what else we got? But I mean, I think the graphics alone will pull in a lot of people. Just having the graphics look this good will pull in a ton of people to play it. I mean, Turtle WoW's already got a pretty big player base. If we look at the current player base on Turtle WoW, I'm going to guess it's probably around 5,000 to 7,000. Let's take a look. If we look at the current population graph, this doesn't really look right. Let's look at population. They've changed it. It looks a little different. Okay, so the total player is 5,000. Yeah. So right now, total players, yeah, it's right around 5,000. So still, that's a very, very healthy population. But if they pull this server off, they're going to blow those numbers out of the water. We're going to see easily like 10, 15, even upwards of 20,000. I wouldn't be surprised to see 18,000 people try to play this. I would not be surprised at all. Yeah. What other things did we talk about? I want to see if there's anything else. Really, the biggest changes. So it looks to me, I really like what they've done here with the crossroads. I think this is the crossroads. That looks really good. The grass they've got here looks fantastic. Now, if you notice in the video, they do mention here, look at the bottom of the screen here. Modern graphics mode will include enhanced high definition models by default, which have not been shown in the trailer. You can switch to the legacy character models if preferred. So if you take a look at some of these, these modern mode, you can see the character models are still using the original character models. You saw it actually in the Crossroads video. I think we saw that, yeah, right here. You can see this looks like a classic character model, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I actually really like the classic models, but it depends. We'll have to take a look at the high definition models, but I'm sure maybe they'll give us an option on whether, they'll probably definitely give us an option. But I just think that this is really exciting. I've asked Blizzard to do this for years. I mean, I've talked about Blizzard needs to reskin Vanilla WoW. And Blizzard needs to fix the botting, which we know they won't. Because I've talked about this as early as yesterday. I talked about on stream yesterday about how Blizzard's not going to fix botting because it makes them money, right? Well, Turtle Wow doesn't care about that. Turtle Wow is making money, probably a lot of money, off the Turtle Wow shop, right? Which is, we're not going to get into the legality of all of this because it's pretty crazy to think about, right? But if Blizzard has any problems with someone with and I'm sure they do have problems with Turtle Wow, right? But if they have problems with Turtle Wow, they have no one to blame but themselves. Because all that we're seeing is people who love WoW put out what we've all wanted. How many of you guys have wanted to see a reskin of the original classic, the original vanilla? I mean, I have. I've wanted to see this for years. Okay, so I'm super excited for this. When this launches now, they say it's going to launch somewhere in 2025. Who knows when? I'm just going to throw July out there because whenever people release new versions of games, it always seems to be in July or August. I don't know why that is. It's just a game thing. So let's just guess that this comes out in July of next year. So like a year from now, right? If that's the case, and that's just a wild guess, if that's the case, that's going to give them a lot of time to obviously build up the hype. But this video alone builds up massive hype. Turtle Wow has a good name in the private server community. We all know that the devs behind Turtle Wow are pretty solid devs. The biggest thing with Turtle Wow is the way they were modding the game engine is it has some restrictions. And my biggest complaint with Turtle Wow, and the reason I stopped playing on Turtle Wow is because Turtle Wow is a little bit laggy, right? It's a little bit laggy and it uses the 1.12 client. So graphically, it doesn't look as good as it could. And the client itself was there was a little bit of like lag, and it felt like a little bit of when the server got really crowded, like when they had like 8, 10, 12,000 people, it just felt like the server was struggling a little bit. And that was one of the biggest reasons why I wasn't really playing on Turtle Wow anymore. So if they can address those issues with the 2.0, if they can get it to where it runs smoothly with a lot of players, and obviously, and the client itself, it says they're keeping the 1.12 API, so we may still have some of the pain points that come along with the 1.12 API. But I mean, honestly, we've kind of I know how to overcome most of those things using super macro and different type of things to get my macros to work the way I want them to, and so we can overcome those. The biggest things is the graphic fidelity of the 1.12 I didn't like, but obviously with the modern mode they have here, that takes care of that problem, and then we'll just have to wait and see if the lag and the server congestion issues, if those persist with the new version of Turtle Wow 2.0. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of react to this. Also, I thought it was cool. We go into the comments and we see we see some pretty good comments. I think Azimus commented in here. I liked how he said Turtle Wow hype, which is awesome, right? And then you can see just in the comments. I mean, when did this video come out, right? Let's just see. This video already had 26,000 views. It only came out 7 hours ago. So think about that. Think about that. We're talking about a classic. We're talking about a vanilla plus experience, right? So Blizzard really needs to take note, right? Stop with your SOD bullshit. Stop with your whatever, Mr. Pandaria remix crap. What people really want is Classic Plus. And what people really want is a more modern looking Classic Plus with better graphics. This is something I've talked about so many times. So you see 26,000 people in 7 hours. I bet by the end of next week this will be over 100,000 views. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see. Will not that many, but it'll be interesting to see how many people view it. But this, let's say this gets 100,000 views. How many of those people that viewed it will actually log in and play? I would say at least half of them, right? So let's say this gets 100,000 views by the end of next week. That means possibly like 50,000 people will be logging in to play Turtle Wow 2.0. So, and I think if they pull it off and it looks as good as what they're showing and it runs smooth, I think you'll easily see 20 to 30,000 people trying to play it. That'd be my ballpark. Easily 20 to 30,000 people trying to play this. So there's definitely a market for this. There's definitely a segment of people that want what they're trying to do. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting. So that's all I want to say about it. I'm super excited for it. I think this is great. I think this is something that Blizzard should have done, and I can't believe that they haven't done. I mean, this is something Panheim. This is something that Blizzard should have done a long time ago, right? I've said that this is something Blizzard needs to do. I've been saying this for years, to reskin or to even just come out with a WoW 2. Even just, it's an easy win. Blizzard had a product that was so successful, so beloved, and instead of just really, you've killed the story. Like after Wrath of the Lich King, WoW really kind of fell apart a little bit because they kind of went away from what really made WoW great, You know, like all the people that played retail when they came out with Classic in 2019, there's nobody I know that came from another version of WoW and came back and played Classic for the first time that I spoke to that said this is the first time I've ever played like a vanilla WoW experience. First time ever. Out of all the people that told that to me, that said that to me, and there was a lot of them. We're talking like hundreds. Out of all the people that said that to me, not one of them didn't say this is awesome. I love this. Okay. So really, vanilla WoW, there's just the pacing of the leveling experience, the way the game, the way the progression worked, the way the gearing worked. It was perfect. I mean, it really was. It was almost perfect. The problem with the modern classic is the botting and the gold selling has corrupted the game, right? That's just corrupted the game. People can swipe their credit cards, create characters, and just buy gear. You know, they have such a leg up. When you buy like a couple thousand gold and throw in a character, you know, it really corrupts the system and it corrupts the auction house and it causes all kinds of problems. It creates this GDKP raid kind of system, which I'm not a fan of at all. And it just there's all these types of problems it causes. And so a lot of people say, well, you can't recreate the original experience. Well, that's not true because Turtle WoW has really kind of almost done that. Like if you played Turtle WoW when it first launched, it was buggy as hell, by the way. But I mean, you don't see as many bots on Turtle WoW as you do in Classic, so you don't have those types of issues. And like I said earlier in this video, in this stream, I don't think I really saw the auction house have those types of problems with prices. They weren't outlandish. Like I wasn't seeing flurry axes on Turtle WoW, you know, for 800, 900 gold. So, anyways, that's it for this stream. You know, I think it's exciting, and I hope that they pull it off, and I hope that that is something that we can all play for years and really enjoy. So I hope you guys are having a good one. I'm gonna probably maybe start up a stream in a couple hours to play some of my my Shadow Priest that I'm leveling up on Deviant Delight. And I will catch you guys later, man. Peace out.